Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
Today we discuss good old sarson ka tel, whether it's good or bad for cooking, whether it's good for your heart health, because there are a lot of questions and confusion I come across every day. Now, mustard oil or sarson ka tel is one of the favorites in Indian cuisine. Mustard oil is distinctive for its aroma and strong flavor, but it's the high smoking point, that is around 480 Fahrenheit, of mustard oil that makes this oil a primary choice for sauteing, deep frying in the kitchens of India, Pakistan, China, Bangladesh, and the other part of South Asia. Nutritional composition of mustard oil, according to United States Department of Agriculture, 100 grams of mustard oil contains 884 calories, 11% of saturated fat, and along with 59% of monounsaturated fat and 21% of polyunsaturated fat. Now, the MUFA or monounsaturated fatty acid in mustard oil is composed of 30 to 40% of erucic acid and 20 to 18%, 28% of oleic acid. Now, the other part, that is polyunsaturated fatty acid in mustard oil, 9 to 9.5% is omega-3 alpha linolenic acid, that is ALA in short, and 10 to 12% is omega-6 linoleic acid, according to a research a study. Now, what about mustard oil and heart health? Because there's a question that whether the oil can be used or can be best for heart health. And there are division in scientific research community. The one group says that yes, it's very good, it's a favorite for the cardiologists, and the other group say no, it's not. So we will look into the evidence today and understand that what can be the recommendation from a nutritional perspective. Mustard oil is thought to be cardioprotective due to the presence of high content of MUFA, which is found to reduce the risk of cardiovascular diseases. However, the beneficial aspect of mustard oil is controversial. A 2004 study from India by Taruja Rastogi and colleagues involving 350 cases of acute myocardial infarction found that intake of ALA-rich mustard oil was associated with a lower risk than the use of sunflower oil. So these scientists have proven that mustard oil was superior in terms of reducing the risk of myocardial infarction than the sunflower oil. A 2019 review study by Rupinder Kaur and colleagues suggested that mustard oil reduces the adhesive impulses in blood platelets, which is helpful to minimize the risk of heart failure. And in a randomized control trial, Shyam Prakash and colleagues investigated the effects of two types of mustard oil. So what they did, they have used type 1 mustard oil, which contained erucic acid and glucosinolate, and the type 2, which were not having these two components. So they have taken 350 participants. The authors reported type 1 mustard oil, that is having erucic acid and glucosinolate, decreased serum triglyceride, increased HDL, high density lipoprotein cholesterol, compared to type 2 oil. On the contrary, a 2016 comparative study between ghee and mustard oil consumption among 137 people aged between 40 to 80 years by Shomin Manna and colleagues found coronary heart disease was 50.9% higher in the participants who consumed mustard oil. Another 2018 study from North India involving 200 apparently healthy males found consumption of ghee was linked to lower cholesterol and triglyceride levels than those who consumed higher amounts of mustard oil. So these two research clearly established ghee, which is primarily a saturated fat, superior to mustard oil. So according to research, we have studies those say that mustard oil or proved that mustard oil is better than other oils, other seeds oil. But there are studies which actually contradicted this outcome. Uh, for analysis, we will also have to look the stand of mustard oil in consumption as a cooking medium in other countries. Now, you would surprise to know that mustard oil is banned for cooking in countries like Europe, United States, and Canada, and only used for external purposes like skincare, hair treatment, and massage. Decade-long experimental animal studies suggested that consumption of erucic acid, which is 20 to 40% of mustard oil, caused cardiac damage. Food and Drug Administration, United States of America, has prohibited expressed mustard oil from cooking due to its higher erucic acid level, which has been found to damage the heart in male rats in a scientific report which was being published in 2016. European Food Safety Authority has linked long-term exposure of erucic acid with myocardial infarction or lipidosis in young rats. A technical report addressing toxicological review and risk assessment of erucic acid by Food Standards Australia, New Zealand revealed their concern for human health from erucic acid due to multiple experimental reports linking erucic acid and heart lesions in rats. Fumiaki and colleagues investigated prospective associations between long-chain monounsaturated fatty acids like erucic acid and cetolic acid exposure and incident congestive heart failure in 7,271 participants. The authors found a positive correlation between higher incidence of congestive heart failure and long-chain fatty acids like erucic acid and the other MUFA. But what are the other benefits of mustard oil? Although there is mixed report on use of mustard oil as cooking medium, other benefits of mustard oil include blocking microbial growth, reducing inflammation, lessening joint pain, and inhibiting cell growth in certain type of cancer. Mustard essential oil is a powerful antimicrobial agent as reported by several studies. A comprehensive study in 2016 between cinnamon essential oil and mustard essential oil indicated that the latter had 10 times more bactericidal effect than cinnamon essential oil. A 2015 test tube study evaluating antifungal effect of black mustard essential oil found the oil to inhibit mold growth for 30 days in a bread type product. Mustard oil is anti-inflammatory as well due to the presence of alpha-linolenic omega-3 fatty acid. A 2012 meta-analysis by Yong-Ho Lee and colleagues analyzed 10 randomized control trial involving 183 rheumatoid arthritis patients and concluded that the use of mustard oil, that is more than 2.7 gram per day omega-3 PUFA, for more than 3 months reduced consumption of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs among participants. So omega-3 application was related to lowering down the dosage of medicines in these patients. A study involving 60 rural patients, rural women of 51 to 55 years of age from Puducherry, India, found to reduce knee pain, an early sign of osteoarthritis, by applying massage with warm mustard oil. However, it is advised to run a patch test by applying a small amount to check for an allergic reaction before you put mustard oil for massage use. A 2010 study by Arup Bhattacharya and colleagues found allyl isothiocyanate, a compound found in mustard oil, to inhibit bladder cancer growth by 34.5% in lab rats. So what can be our consumption guideline? Controversial evidence on mustard oil consumption has divided the scientific community on giving a clean sheet to kachi ghani or cold pressed, which is also a vague term because, as you see in the package, most of the package said that kachi ghani is something which is just for the branding that doesn't really relate to the nutritional composition or the claim they mention. However, so Kachi ghani or cold pressed mustard oil as a cooking medium doesn't have a clean sheet from the scientific community yet. And we cannot really give a recommendation to use universally in India or other South Asian nations due to the presence of ferulic acid. And as this oil is banned by EU, European Union, US FDA, so we seek more scientific evidence to establish mustard oil as a safe food. What could be our bottom line or takeaway from this piece? Due to the presence of high erucic acid, the safe use of mustard oil should be limited as a flavoring agent until we have access to sound food safety data on mustard oil. Households who are consuming mustard oil on regular basis can reduce the consumption by adding other cooking mediums such as ghee, coconut oil, cold pressed peanut, or groundnut oil.